welcome back to another week rotations video. We're now week number 75 in the series where I'll show you everything I've worn all the week. It's everything from my collection, so some things maybe designer, some things maybe niche or indie, but most of them are gonna be cheapies because that is what I enjoy collecting and what this whole channel is all about. And this week was a very interesting week because I did put out a community poll about a couple weeks ago asking if this week should be a week that I'll wear my wife's fragrances or no, and it was very close on the percentage of people who said yes versus no. And so I did wear my wife's fragrances throughout this week, but it wasn't just hers. I did break it up here and there with some of mine because of certain things I was doing, and I just didn't want to pick all the ones that she had and leave her some that she could wear obviously this week as well. But I did pick some and I actually really enjoyed it. A few of them really surprised me. I kind of want to get a bottle just for myself, just to keep back here so I can talk about it at some point later on. But starting off on the first day of last week, on the work day, starting on Monday, I wore one that I actually two from this same series and company. They sell these at Target, and they're also starting to pop up at certain rack stores like TJ Maxx and whatnot. You see them for very, very cheap, even cheaper than at Target. I think even Walmart is carrying this brand as well, but it is a cologne brand and it's from the Finery collection. And this one is called Finery Before the Rainbow. And I honestly forgot what this is actually a clone of. I should have looked it up beforehand. I know that the other one is in here, but I honestly forgot what this one is. But this one I actually really enjoy more in the opening. It's a very aromatic green citric, very fresh, almost ambroxan, airy kind of opening. It has a little bit of greenness to it as well, but I actually did not like as it started drying down to that mid, especially the deep dry down. It had a weird kind of fuzzy, synthetic, musky aspect to it that I just did not vibe with. But the opening, very refreshing, very nice, perfect for a spring rainy day, summer rainy day, which is exactly the kind of day that I wore this on. Great performance as well, like right under average, like under the 6 hour mark, sorry. Like a medium to allow for the majority part of it, and then it got medium intimate as it started going further down, but still not bad. One that's actually definitely unisex, guys or girls could wear. That opening, definitely very unisex. The dry down, again, not really my favorite thing. There's one other thing in here that I actually liked a lot more than this, but yeah, not bad. If you want a nice one for the spring, summertime from this collection, it's a great one to go with, but just be aware that dry down might have a little bit of a weird thing to it. And that nighttime, went out and about and ate with some extended family. It was my wife's uncle who was out of town, and we're actually out of state. We don't get to see him that often, and he hasn't seen our baby boy in person, so he got to come in and of course see the family and see him and whatnot. So I wore one that was more on the masculine side because I was out and about more with people, and I just really didn't know what to wear from her collection. So I wore one that I don't wear a whole lot. It is from Mont Blanc, and it is Explorer Ultra Blue, one that is very much slept on and actually got a lot of flack when it first came out. It's not really the most, way out there thing. It's kind of mediocre. It's a run-of-the-mill kind of blue, aquatic, ozonic, airy kind of style fragrance, but it actually had a little bit of interest to it as I was wearing it, and I think I said the same thing the last time I wore it as well. Has a very fruity, kind of sweet opening, very much minerality, sea salt. There's a marine aspect as well, and as it dries down, the sea saltiness really amps up a lot more. A lot of musk, that aquatic, cologne kind of factor. Very, very subtle, slight woodiness in there, but nothing that's way noticeable. But that sweet fruitiness goes into like a sweeter musk kind of deal and then dries out as it goes through. But it is very much a blue aquatic at the beach, like tropical kind of thing, but not like too like sweet tropical. It's nice, it's very interesting. It's not one that, like I said, is gonna be way out there, not out in left field. It's kind of run the mill, but it does have a little bit of a interesting factor as it twists. If you're not a fan of very sea salty, musky kind of style fragrances, you won't like this. But if you want to see what Mont Blanc has on their style of it, it's not bad at all. Very much under, average performance as far as projection and longevity, but it did wear with me a pretty good bit throughout the night. But if you're out and about in the summertime in the day and you're moving a whole lot, it is gonna wear off pretty quick, but still not bad. If you see it for a super cheap price, especially like under $30, not a bad one to go with. And the next day on Tuesday, I went back to my wife's fragrances, and I actually really enjoyed this one. This is actually a classic in women's, especially cheap, inexpensive fragrances, and one that I know I've wanted to pick up for her for a while, but actually now that I've worn this, I kind of want to get my own bottle just so I can have it and wear it and talk about it. It is by Elizabeth Arden, and it is green tea. This stuff is actually amazing. I really like this. Even though it is a little more feminine marketed, it definitely is unisex from that beginning to middle to dry down. It does have a lot of floral aspects in here, a lot of jasmine actually, but it is not way too feminine. If you're a guy who really enjoys a nice citric, floral green, aromatic, like fresh, very almost transparent, clean fragrance, something that works perfect for the spring and summertime day or night. You will love this one, especially if you're a guy who likes, you know, the more niche style fragrances that kind of blur the line between masculine and feminine. You will love this. And actually the perfumer, Francis Kurkdjian, did this one, which is why it has a very timeless blend to it. And actually the atomizer on this is really good. I'm not gonna spray it, but it's a very nice pressurized, fine mist to it. And you can find this stuff for literally, I think I found this exact bottle here for 10 bucks even at TJ Maxx. Not bad at all. I actually really dig this stuff. It's probably something I'm gonna get, like I said, a way bigger size bottle of just for me. I'm gonna get it, spray it, enjoy it. It is actually just a very calming, easy to wear, clean fragrance. Again, not too far feminine. I can't brag on this enough. I'm just very surprised with it, how much it wore on my skin and what I enjoy with it. It is not the best performance as far as longevity. It's okay as far as projection for that first little bit, but definitely way under average, but it's so cheap. Again, you can just spray up however much you need to throughout the day. It's fantastic. If you haven't tried this and you're a guy and you're like, I don't know about that, or if you're a guy and you're like, I want to experiment with more styles of fragrances, check this out, see what you think about it. It's dirt cheap and like way too cheap to not give it a try. It's just really good, highly recommend it. And that nighttime, came back home, fixed supper for all of us, chilled, some studying, things like that, and wore another Finery brand fragrance that I really like. I actually do know what this one is a clone of, and this one is one I enjoyed a lot more than the Before the Rainbow one. This one, again, by Finery, is called Magnetic Candy. This is one of my wife's personal favorites. She absolutely loves this one, and this is actually a clone of Byredo's Sundays. Has a very candy, sugary, sweet mixed with a solar note kind of aspect to it. A little bit of a beachy sunscreen kind of thing, but not like the tuberose kind of thing, even though I do think there is some tuberose in this. It's not like too creamy sunscreen, not anything like, 1 Million Parfum and some other fragrances around that thing, but it does have that very piercing solar note, like I said, sugary, candy sweet, which is why the Magnetic Candy name actually is very fitting for this. A little fruity, a tad bit citric on the top, and as it dries down, you get some nice ambers that's not too rich, it's not too thick. You definitely can wear this in the spring, summertime, in the daytime. Just be careful how much you spray if it's very hot outside, but it is one that's very attractive, very compliment getting because of that sweetness. Like it has a little, like I said, a brisk freshness to it, but not in the same way as like green tea over here. It just has like a piercing kind of like zingy kind of thing. That's the word, zingy. But I actually really like this. It wears on the skin very nicely and actually has really good performance, like medium loud projection for majority of the life of the fragrance with a nice average, like 6 hours, if not a little over that. I can even smell it on me the next day when I woke up and, had to get ready for work. But yeah, love this stuff, fantastic. Great unisex as well, which Byredo is a unisex brand anyway, so this is cloning that. This is also going to be unisex, but I definitely think that the girls out there will really love. So if you're a guy, want to get yourself, or your girlfriend, a very cheap, inexpensive, great compliment getting summer fragrance, it's a great one to go with. Not your usual run-of-the-mill one, but one that is very good. The next day, wore another one that was one of my wife's personal favorites, and actually one of my personal favorites for her to wear. And this is the better one out of the line. This is in that, and of course, when I talk about it, on most of you who've been on the channel long enough will know what I'm talking about. But I have the men's version of this, which was probably one of the worst fragrance buys that I've ever had, ever. Terrible. It's down here. I just wish I could kick it and throw it out the door, but I kind of want to keep it for example purposes. But the women's version of this is fantastic. Like I said, my personal favorites of my wife's, and she loves it as well. It is by Hot V, I think it's called Hot V Ibiza, and it is Hot V Ibiza for women. I think I'll put a link to the video of when I talk about the men's version of this, which is my worst blind buy ever. I put the link to it up here. I believe it's like its own video, by the way. But this one is very opposite of that. That one's supposed to be a like woody, marine, aromatic, spicy men's fragrance. The sample of it smelled amazing, but when I got the full bottle, it just smelled like pure pickle juice and was unwearable. But this, however, is still unisex actually, even though it is marketed for women, and it smells like Neroli Portofino, like really a lot of orange blossom, neroli, orange, citric, has that marine, aquatic, kind of watery, fresh factor in the middle, and a nice soft woodiness in the base. But the difference between this and regular Neroli Portofino kind of stuff, this has a lot more florals in it, which is kind of giving you that more feminine lean to it. The opening is much, very much like Neroli Portofino, but the middle has a lot of jasmine, like a lot of jasmine. If you're a guy and you like jasmine, you'll love this. If you don't like jasmine, don't get anywhere near this. Lots of jasmine, white florals, very clean though, it's very nice, has a designer-esque kind of thing. And I think now the price on this has dropped significantly since when I first got this. I think when I first got this it was like 44 bucks. Now you can get the same thing for like 24 bucks, which is really, really good for the price because it's great quality, a great blend. It kind of breaks down a little bit as I was getting to that deep dry down, breaks apart, has a little more synthetic feel, but for the opening to the mid, very natural, very high quality, smells fantastic, like a niche for cheap kind of thing, but still one, it's great for the spring, great for the summer, and like I said, unisex overall, but does have a slight feminine lean, a slight feminine lean to it, but if you like white florals and all that cleanliness stuff, you'll love this as well. At nighttime, I had a midweek church service, and like I said, didn't want to wear anything that was my wife's stuff, so I decided to wear one that I just haven't worn a whole lot, and I've been seeing a lot more of his fragrances pop up all over Ross, TJ Maxx, and whatever, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and wear the one that I do have from him. But again, this is by Messy, and it is Messy Eau de Parfum. This is the original one. I know there's like a Messy Sport and some other things like that, and I've seen a lot of travel kits, like the small sample kits, pop up everywhere. But thinking about getting it, but I'm gonna kind of push it back a little bit because there's certain ones that I actually been looking for, like bigger bottles of at least, but maybe I'll get the travel size ones, who knows. But this one, if you haven't seen my rack store haul that I opened about this, I'll put the link to it up here as well. This is one that very much is in the vein of Versace Eros, but it's like Versace Eros with not out like a lot of the like heavy dose of vanilla and mint. It has a little more woodiness to it, a little more of that blue, deep, ambery factor to it, a little more dry as well, but it still is nonetheless in that style of, you know, Versace Eros with a little bit of like a blue fragrance feel, like blue Chanel, things like that mixed into it. So yeah, you think of it as a mixture between the two different profiles, but it's one that is very nice, very easy to wear, almost year-round usability, probably except for the high heat of summer in the daytime, but I definitely think you can wear it at nighttime. But other than that, you can wear it pretty much anytime you want to. It's great, it smells very professional, but also young guys really like it, but it does have a little bit of a more mature feel to it. So if you're a, you know, mature guy who thinks Versace Eros is too, you know, youthful, this is a great one to go with, a great twist, and it's actually pretty good price for what I picked it up at, and a great quality as well. It wore with me the rest of the night, it smells great on the dry down, just all that nice jazz. So yeah, if you see this out and about for like that $20-something mark, or maybe a little almost $30, pick it up, see what you think about it, especially on a more mature blue fragrance take on Eros. This is a great one to go with and pretty good performance. The next day on Thursday, wore one that is my personal favorite out of all the cheapies and all the stuff my wife has. I absolutely love this on her, except I had a little bit of a head cold that day, so when I first sprayed it, I was kind of disappointed that I wasn't getting the same opening and profile that I was expecting, that I really liked, but at least wearing it on skin, I can see what it was kind of like compared to wearing on her, which is a totally different experience, which is also why I was wearing her fragrances. I just want to see, you know what, I like it on her, I wonder how it smells on me, and some of them was a win, some of them not so much, and this is one of the ones that was kind of in the middle. This is by Lattafa, and this is Ajaib Dubai. Lovely bottle, love the design, it has like a clean shower at the beach kind of feel, and it has the same kind of aesthetic with the smell as well. Now I will say that the collar on this does come off for some reason because the cap is way too tight, but I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? This has a very fruity mango tropical factor to it, like very sweet, very juicy fruits and citric, with that mango being the dominant note, but then you get a lot of florals coming in right behind it, making it a little more feminine. It has a lot of, like I said, jasmine, white florals, overall cleanliness, a lot of clean white musks in there as well, a little bit of a marine freshness as well, and as it dries down, a lot of sandalwood, which gives it a little bit of a creamy factor. So you have, you know, mango plus cream, has like a almost mango sorbet kind of feel to it, like a mango ice cream or a mango smoothie. As this has matured over time since I got it last year, it definitely has changed a lot more, kind of less more than what I liked than when I first got it. The florals have taken more, it's gotten deeper, it's gotten richer, it's definitely gotten more hefty, but like I said, the florals have kind of overtaken the citric fruit notes in it, but still, it's not bad. Like I said, it smells way better on her than it did on me, but one that I still would consider unisex overall if you're a guy who likes tropical fruit fragrances and you don't mind the creamy, you know, sandalwood and the florals and things like that. This is definitely not a bad one to go with. Has a little bit of a mature kind of feel to it as it dries down as well. But man, it's a great beach one. It's a great out and about in the summer kind one. You know, it's great for, you know, youthful out and about, casual outgoings, or like formal gatherings or whatnot. You know, if you want to dress up or whatever. But man, it's still great overall. I don't mind it. One I definitely recommend trying out, and also recommend trying out the men's version of this as well, which I think is a clone of Black Phantom by Killian. But great compliments for one another. One's dark, one's light, and this is the light one here. Great for summertime, and definitely recommend trying out if you get the chance. That nighttime, I had to go to a music practice and wore one that I really don't know what to expect. It smells very different from what the name says on it, but I actually really like it. I think it's great unisex, which most of this brand does all unisex stuff anyway, with some stuff leaning more this or that, but it's by Banana Republic, and it is gardenia and cardamom. Surprisingly, I didn't get a whole lot of gardenia with this one. A little bit of cardamom, but most of what I get with this is it is a little bit of a gardenia thing, but it's not like a sweet, deep, buttery kind of gardenia, more just light, airy, fresh, clean, like water spritz kind of white florals. I don't really get the cardamom as well. What I get with this is actually a very sunscreen, tropical, beachy kind of thing with it. More like sunscreeny than the Magnetic Candy one over here. Definitely only actually along the same veins as like 1 Million Parfum, but minus the high amounts of sweetness in the leather that's in that. But still, you do get a very clean, fresh, white floral, kind of almost tuberosy, sunscreen, you know, at the pool kind of thing, which is very different, again, from what the name says. You expect it to be very floral and very spicy. And you do get a little bit of a powderiness in here as well, which may be a kind of spicy aspect, but still, you don't get a whole lot of cardamom, at least I don't personally. I just get a little bit of citrus on the top, a lot of white florals, a little bit of powdery nature, very clean, almost clean linen kind of thing all the way through, clean white musks, all things like that. It just smells very well put together, very clean, perfect for day or nighttime. I think daytime, especially in spring, would be great with this one. But yeah, not bad. I'm trying to collect all the ones from Banana Republic, and some of them are more feminine, so I give them to her, and the ones that I enjoy personally, I'll keep back here. And maybe one day I'll do a whole thing of the whole line at some point. But one I won't mind actually wearing again. It's very enjoyable, very smooth, great quality like Banana Republic always does for the cheap, and one that if you're a guy and you're curious about it, try it out, and if you don't like it, maybe your girl will actually enjoy it then. But still one that I highly recommend checking out just to see what you think about it. And then the next day on Friday, one that I actually got my wife for Christmas last year, and I've sampled it a good bit, but I mainly let her wear the sample, and I loved how it smelled on her. So actually getting to wear it on myself was a very nice experience, but one that I really love. I love this company. You've always seen me talk about 2 full-size bottles I've gotten from this brand. This is one that I got, like I said, for her for Christmas last year, and one I actually wanted to get for myself at some point, but I guess since I got it for her, I can share it. But it's by the company of Ita Libre de Orange. So yes, it is an indie niche brand, and it is this one, Remarkable People. One of their more popular ones, especially when it comes like straight down unisex. This is an amazing, amazing, amazing scent. It has a very unique champagne note in here, which you do get a lot of citrus, a little bit of a fruitiness in there as well. And that champagne note, you actually do get a little bit of a sparkling, fizzy, kind of sweet aspect in there. A little slight musky powderiness as it goes through. And actually, when I was wearing this and started drying down, I had one of my coworkers, actually 2 of my coworkers compliment me. One of them is like, I just can follow you around all day and just know exactly where you are because you smell so good. And the other one said that I smelled like a very clean baby. So I'm going to take that in the best way I know how, and it actually does have that. A very clean, musky, powdery, like almost baby powder kind of thing, but not way too out there, but it smells fantastic. A little bit of a soft, sweet woodiness as it dries down. And mainly what you keep are that champagne fruits and the musk, and a little bit of florals as well. It's perfectly unisex, but the opening will probably appeal more to most guys, and the dry down will probably not appeal as much, and the ladies probably will like it a little more because it keeps up floral, powdery nature in there. But still, I love it. It's fantastic. I think it's way better suited for like the springtime in the day when it's not too warm but not too cool. But summertime, I think even the rest of the year is perfectly suited as well. Again, not a cheap one because it is a niche indie brand, but one that you can definitely go out and sample for a good price. And I highly recommend that you do that because, man, this is a really good one, high compliment factor, and one that's very popular from the brand. And I recommend you trying it out just to get a little different feel of what fragrances can be. And even though the performance wasn't that great on this one, it was a great wearing experience overall. And that nighttime, you know, my usual Friday night routine, going out with wife and baby, just shopping, grocery shopping, eating, having a good time, and just hanging out and just having a nice little family night overall. And wore one that I actually picked up last week when I went out on, was it Friday or Saturday, and really enjoyed this one. When I first saw it, it was like $10.99 at Ross, and I was like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna pick this up because I haven't seen this. It's been a while since I've seen this brand out and about at rack stores for a really good price. Even I used to see them all the time everywhere, and I got all the ones I could, and we got them and, you know, gave them off at some point later down the road and never saw them again. But this is one I just haven't seen a whole lot. Can't find any information about it online either, but I did really like it. It is by the company of Cremo, which most of you out there will already know that they do great stuff for cheap. And this one is called Hemp and Gold Amber. Didn't know what to think about it by the hemp note. I expected it to be a very dry green fragrance, but it's actually not at all. It has a little bit of a green, dry, aromatic feel toward the mid and dry down. But the opening with this actually has a very nice, sweet, fruity ginger aspect, a very nice, sweet amber actually when it comes up from the, you know, even from the base to mid to opening, you smell it all the way through. And as it dries down, you get, like I said, that dry, green, aromatic kind of aspect from the hemp. And as it goes down further, you get a nice, musky, but sweet, like it says, golden amber, a nice, sweet, ambery kind of warmth in there. But this is one that, despite the description, is actually perfectly suitable. I think way better for spring and fall time. But I think summer and winter, you can wear it to spray up less or more depending on what you're doing, where you're at and whatnot. It's fantastic though. I think it's kind of, you know, because most cremos are meant to be like clones or their own takes on certain profiles. I kind of think because of the note breakdown on this might be somewhere along the Carolina Herrera Bad Boy thing, but with some of the different flankers or something like a fresher take on those because of that hemp note. I really don't know, can't say for sure, but I did really like it. Like I said, that ginger and that opening with the hemp, fantastic, sweet, spicy, very nice, very compliment getting, and not a bad performance as well. I thought it was gone at some point, but way, you know, late into the night, I can still smell it on the back of my neck. So it lasts probably right under the average mark as far as longevity, and projection is so-so, like mid to intimate overall, but still not bad, fantastic for $10.99, and for a creme I don't have. Really enjoyed it, and one I'm definitely gonna wear a lot more as the year goes on. And today, Saturday, I had to go out of town to help out a friend of mine for some church stuff and build some things and fix some things and whatnot, and wore one that I just haven't thought a whole lot about, but after I saw it back here on my shelf, and I was like, you know what? I need to go ahead and wear it and give it some time, because at first I wasn't so sure about it, even though a lot of people hyped it after a while. And when I opened it up in a live stream, I think last year, I was like, yeah, I just, you know, was so about it. But after wearing it today, letting it sit for a while, you know, of course, some time, and then wearing it again, I actually really enjoy it. And I actually am starting to see the appeal on this one. It is by Cod Lodge, and it is Island Dream. So I believe this is a clone of Louis Vuitton's Symphony, very unisex. So I'm still keeping with the feminine unisex kind of deal going on. But man, this is one that is very strong on the grapefruit on the opening, very tart and a little citric, a little spiky, tad bit sweet, and a lot of musks, like white clean musks and ambroxan, a lot of ambroxan. It's very clean, has a good unisex scent to it, but like I said before with the live stream when I wore it and when I've sampled it, you know, or sprayed it out just to check on it as the months have gone on, I still do get a waxy white floral aspect with the musks and all that overall. Even though there's no florals, I don't think, in the note breakdown, I think it's a very simplified note breakdown overall, I still get a waxy floral aspect to this, which overall, at first when I got it, I was like, you know what, I'm just not so sure about it, but now I actually don't mind it, especially as it's developed. Maybe it's blended better, maybe the opening's gotten, you know, blended better with the mids and the base and whatnot. I actually don't mind it. It smelled great. Credible performance overall, like well over average on longevity and performance, has a great sillage to it, and the overall profile in the air smells really good. It's one that's gonna be, like I said, perfect unisex, but a great compliment getter. If you want one that's like a good out and about casual scent, or a nice formal scent, or even an office wear, or whatever you're doing, it's great for really any of those, because ambroxan is a note that goes good with almost any other note out there, and the grapefruit is great. Like the opening is very punchy. It smells fantastic. Yeah, really good. Like I said, my opinion on this has changed. I've got more positive. It smells better, more put together, and maybe my tastes have changed a little bit in the past few months since it's out back here and matured on my shelf, but still, really like it. You can find it out and about now, even at TJ Maxx and Ross and other places. I've seen it at a lot of different, you know, rack stores for a really good price, like $29.99 or $32.99 in most places, which is a fantastic deal for how great this performs and the overall blend overall. But yeah, love this one, fantastic. I'm glad my opinion's changed on it. It definitely means I want to wear this a lot more more going forward. And there you go, guys, that's all the things I've worn all through the week. What have you thought about me wearing my wife's fragrances? Do you want to see more videos like that, or maybe I can wear maybe some other family members' fragrances? I can wear some of my brother-in-law's fragrances, or let them come in and pick out what I wear throughout the week. If you have any ideas like that, or any kind of cool things like, hey, I think you switched it up this way or changed it this way, let me know all the comments and suggestions and recommendations down in the comments below. Or if any of these has piqued your interest, maybe you have any questions about them, maybe you're looking at buying them for your girl or for yourself, or you just have any other comments or concerns, let me know all that down in the comments below as well. Or if you're seeing these, you're like, hey, I think if you like that, you'll like this as well. I'd love to hear about it as well. Maybe at some point I can go through and pick it up and try it out for myself. And as usual, if you're watching this video and you like these rotation videos, if they've been informative or entertaining and brought any kind of enjoyment to you at all, please let me know by giving the video a like and a thumbs up. Let me know to keep producing these, and also to keep changing up and keep the ideas fresh and happening. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to this channel, but you do like what you've seen here or what you've seen elsewhere on the channel, I encourage you to please consider supporting this channel by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can see all the other things I'm working on in the background, because trust me, there's a lot of things I'm working on to bring out to you guys for you all to watch and enjoy. And I'd love for you to be rolling with me on this cheap and inexpensive fragrance journey. And hey, maybe I can even help you discover something new along the way. And as always, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Again, thank you for being here and for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I will see all of you again in the next video. Be blessed.